Changes are taking shape inside the Church of the Epiphany. It started last year and represents the first major renovation of the sanctuary in 40 years.
Maybe you've heard of Constantine's arch, an arch symbolic of victory, a triple arch. This is the symbolic victory of Jesus Christ. It's his triumphal arch.
We have the saints, followed by the angels above them, and then God the Father on top.
When it came down to adorning the arch with color, it was no surprise Father Duffner turned to homegrown talent and nationally renowned artist Mark Sanislow.
So this is the underpainting, and of course we colored the background pretty recently here.
Sanislow has worked and reworked the design for the arch since last summer. He's painting oil on canvas in a makeshift studio next to the church.
Scale-wise, it's actually probably a little bit smaller than some of the other church projects that I've done. But it's definitely more detailed.
Due to the scope of the project, Sanislow brought in a team of artists, including Archie Page, to help move things along.
So Archie's been doing a lot of the painting right alongside me, and we've been sort of developing, a lot of the art together.
Artist Andrea Goldberg is working on the symbols which represent the 12 apostles.
The artwork that Andrea is working on right now will be some of the more color, more detailed design to go inside some of those embellishments.
In the coming months, there will be 2 more murals added on either side of the main arch.
So we've got the wedding at Cana and the baptism in the Jordan.
So far, Sanislow and his team have spent over 1,500 hours on the project. The saints will take on even more color in the studio before they're moved into the sanctuary.
So I would say 2 to 3 weeks, scaffolding goes in, we wallpaper this up, and then I figure we have another 2-3 months of painting on the actual wall.
Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, January 16th City Council meeting. The council appointed 2 new members to the Sustainability Commission. Lynn Riley and Josh Zeller's appointments fill vacancies with terms ending December 31st, 2025. The council introduced an ordinance rezoning the old Edina Realty building near Target from office to general commercial. The Red Cross is interested in opening a blood and plasma collection facility in a portion of the building off Northdale Boulevard, but that use is not permitted in office zoning. The annual Snowflake Days celebration is marking 60 years this month. On Tuesday night, Mayor Jerry Cook proclaimed January 27th through February 11th as Snowflake Days in the city of Coon Rapids. More than a dozen events are planned. You can find details by logging on to CoonRapidsSnowflakeDays.com.
We're super excited to be here.
Stumpy's Hatchet House, Coon Rapids, opened its doors Thursday night to friends and family. Each person must go through a brief training session. Throwing coaches will instruct you on safe throwing techniques. Owners Todd and Abby Haven of Anoka are excited to have their entertainment venue in Riverdale.
Stumpy here offers primarily axe throwing. We have 13 total pits. We have a whole private back room for corporate events and things of that nature. We also have 3 ping pong tables that you can rent out. We do have a lot of yard games and party games and stuff like that.
Stumpy's serves wine, beer, and seltzer, along with a food menu. Although you are allowed to bring in your own food, playtime runs for 1 or 2 hours. You must be 15 years or older and accompanied by an adult. Stumpy's is located at 12760 Riverdale Boulevard and open to the public. For full details and more information, check them out on the web at stumpyshh.com/Coon Rapids MN.
I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Big changes for the Anoka School Board in the new year. On Monday night, 3 new board members took the oath of office. Linda Hochman, Zach Arco, and Michelle Langenfeld then took their seats and got to work for the organizational meeting. But the 6-member board didn't get far electing leadership for 2024, including a board chair. Each nomination for board chair failed on a split vote.
And I will not accept that this is a divided board. This is our first meeting, folks, right? And although this is a little messy, and yeah, you could say we're divided on board chair, that is certainly true and evident. I don't see that we're a 3-by-3 divided board. I won't accept that. I think we can collaborate. I know we can collaborate.
The school board will continue to attempt votes on a chair and other officer positions at each subsequent public board meeting this year. Until then, returning school board members Jeff Simon and Matt Audette will equally share responsibility to advise the preparation of all school board meeting agendas.
An impromptu graduation ceremony on Tuesday morning brought cheers from Paladin students who lined the halls for graduating senior Trey Moore. This was his moment in front of the Paladin Wall of Fame.
We try to individualize every graduation and every student feel that they get their moment of fame.
Paladin Career and Technical High School is a public charter school which moved into Coon Rapids 2 years ago under the direction of school principal Brandon Waite.
A number of our kids go on to four-year universities, but maybe even a higher number go on to trade or community schools.
Paladin's model of education puts relationships first, where students feel connected.
The great thing about Paladin is that it gives us a lot of freedom to learn the way we want to learn and earn our credit the way that we want to learn it.
And with that freedom comes great responsibility for each student to work on something meaningful.
We're just giving him a little med check.
This is the 9th year Paladin has run the animal sanctuary.
One of our sanctuary mottos has been who rescues who.
Paladin offers a number of internships students can take for those who are interested.
We have students who are doing welding and auto tech and construction. They just love it. It gets them out of the building.
Paladin student Solomon O'Connor got an internship with the landscape company Tree Trust and builds homes for Habitat for Humanity.
Tree Trust has been a lot of fun, and they definitely are helping me open up doors for my future outside of Paladin.
For those who want an alternate experience to a regular high school, Paladin challenges its students to join fellow alumni up on the Wall of Fame.
We celebrate success, and success builds on success.
Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, January 2nd City Council meeting. The first meeting of the year always serves as an organizational meeting, and 2024 is no different. On Tuesday night, the City Council designated Time Saver Off-Site Secretarial Incorporated as Council Secretary for 2024, designated the Anoka County Union Herald as the official newspaper for legal notices, and designated U.S. Bank as the official depository. The council also approved various board, commission, and council appointments for the new year. The city has reached a labor agreement with another one of its unions. The new 2-year deal approved Tuesday night will give firefighters a 3.5% cost of living adjustment this year and again in 2025. Juneteenth was also added to the contract as an official holiday. Speaking of the fire department, firefighters are ringing in the new year in some new digs. Department staff began the move to the new Fire Station 3 this week, which is located across the street from Anoka Ramsey Community College. On Wednesday, staff held a special flag-raising ceremony at the new station to mark the occasion. Work still continues at the site and should be finished later this year.
Any potential beekeepers in the city are likely doing preparations this spring in order to be ready for a warm beekeeping season.
Last summer, the city of Coon Rapids completed a 2-year study on honeybees and what it takes to keep them. That led the city council to adopt a beekeeping ordinance in November.
I think beekeeping will be a good addition to the city of Coon Rapids, and We are committed to making sure that this is rolled out in an organized and safe way for all of our residents.
Many pollinators, like bees, are in danger. Allowing beekeeping in the city is a way to support honeybees so they continue to pollinate and produce the plants and foods we depend on. Olivia Doro-Hovland and the Community Development Team will open the permit process later this month on the city's website.
All that anyone who's interested has to do is apply for a permit through the city and go through the inspection process and get the approval from us.
There will be a one-time fee of $115 for residents to get started, and a key requirement will be proof of beekeeping coursework, which can be taken in person or online.
The University of Minnesota Bee Lab has a great course, as does, I believe, the University of Pennsylvania.
And there will be setback requirements as well.
If any hive is located closer than 25 feet to any property line, the beekeeper has to erect a flyway barrier to make sure that the bees are being dispersed above head level and won't interfere with any neighbors or people walking by.
The ordinance aims to keep beekeeping safe for all residents.
Beekeeping has been a success in many cities around the metro area, and we're excited to be the next one.
It's maple and sapelli.
The wood-turning artistry of 84-year-old Coon Rapids resident Bill Peterson was displayed this fall at the Coon Rapids Civic Center. The octogenarian has been turning out a number of wood projects like this urn for the past 30 years.
That's about 10 inches high, so you're only holding on 1/4 of an inch on the bottom, so it's hanging out there in the lathe, and it's spinning about 1,500 RPMs, so you hope it hangs in there.
Peterson had worked as a toolmaker on metal lathes for 44 years.
Now I'm all done with metal slivers, I just got wood slivers.
He uses exotic hardwoods from around the world.
This is zebra wood, this is sapelli, this is mahogany.
Some of his bowls come from a single piece of wood, but many are assembled from a number of segments of wood, which requires some math to turn out right.
So we will cut each one on one side, that will be 15 degrees. It figures out 30 degrees if you divide 12 into 360.
The segmented rings are then glued together and must dry before putting them on a lathe.
But it's very time consuming. You have to watch the glue dry a lot.
Today, Peterson's turning a Peruvian rosewood bowl. Bill doesn't think about the time he spends on each project, rather, the 61 years of marriage he had with his wife Jeanette, who passed away in May. She was his final inspector.
I was always happy if she said, "This one's mine," because that was a perfect one. You turn it up to fast RPM.
Though he doesn't work on his projects every day, Bill spends as much time as he can in his shop.
I just have fun and go out there and enjoy it, having fun.
Did you know it's illegal to dump furniture, garbage, and other debris along roads and in public areas of the city? Also, don't blow grass clippings or snow into the street. It's against the law. Please help our plows keep the roads clear. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Have you seen the CTN TV truck driving around the city of Coon Rapids? Maybe at a concert or a game at Coon Rapids High School. Our top-notch crew has won many awards over the years. In fact, the crew covers over 100 events per year, including graduations, parades, and city concerts. For local sports and events, CTN has you covered.